Wendy. Thank you for joining me today. This is my channel where I share my crafts, what I've been working on, and it's primarily about cross stitch. Today I'm going to be showing some previous cross stitch finishes. I also have a wool applique and some wood crafted painted decor, shelf setters mainly, that are previous finishes that I just thought I would share before they got put away for the year. Today is February 8th. It's a Saturday. I hope that your new year has started well. We are well into the year now, I think. After January, that is always a very long month. I really don't have a lot in the way of personal updates. My daughter is doing great with the treatment that she received from the last provider we went to, and she has a follow-up this coming Monday for those that have been following that. And what else? We had Snowmageddon here. We're in southern Mississippi, and all three of my kids, even my 19-year-old, was out there enjoying this snow. I'll put a clip in of our Great Dane, our big dog. He loved the snow. Our little ones didn't really enjoy the wet on their paws so much, our little Yorkies. But I'll put in some snow pictures for you. And now it's 80 degrees today. We have such a nice gradual change in weather from summer to fall and winter, and then when it decides to be, I can't even call it spring. It's like we go from winter to summer just right away. But it's supposed to cool off a little bit again, I think next week into the 60s. But anyway, we're well into starting our, what I called our summer season. Let's see. Let me get a few things out of the way first. I wanted to announce the winner from the last Flosstube episode. It was for the Cotton and Twine Spring Kit. There's a closer picture of it. There's a few people that are stitching these monthlies. Cross Stitch Sarah. I want to say Flossie Sews and Grows. I might be wrong. Helen D has done a couple, or at least a Christmas one. They're great subscription kits. They include everything. Like this included the frame for finishing. I don't want to show the front one. Let me just take that sticky note off. A frame for finishing, and it included the Ada and the floss needle. Everything's here, and then they usually throw in some kind of a treat. I know there was chocolate one December and just little decorations, which are cute. You can add to a tier tray or whatever. But I really like the kits. It's just when you try to curb your spending, subscriptions usually get put off first, at least in my household. So anyways, I stopped getting the subscription kits, but I still get the emails. Anyway, the winner for the Spring Cotton and Twine kit is, I believe it's pronounced Gina Klein 6572. It was a random comment picker that picked you. Congratulations. I will put just a screenshot up of your username, and please contact me either Instagram message or you can email me. I'll put my email address in the description box. So once again, congratulations. And for a barking, sorry. Sorry about that. I really don't like it when dogs start barking on film because when I'm watching Flosstubes or anything where dogs start barking, then my dogs start barking. So I hope that didn't set off anyone in your household. I was getting to Happy Mail. I received a thank you from Hannah Ladybug Stitches. Thank you so much. That was really sweet of you. She had won a previous giveaway, and please check out her channel. She's a new designer, and I think that our new designers can deserve any support that we can give them. So whether it's supporting their Flosstube or their social media, or even follow their shops on Etsy. That way that their store and their channel gets put out there for more people to see. Okay, let me show you some previous finishes. Before I picked up my Flosstube channel again last year, I can't remember what month it was, I know it was before Valentine's Day, so I'll show you my Valentine's finishes that I did last year. This is Valentine Gnomies, or yeah, I think it says Gnomies by Autumn Lane Stitchery. This is a heart from, I think I got this at Hobby Lobby, but I know Dollar Tree has similar. And this was all DMC. I stitched this on Cafe au Lait by Fabric Flare. It's an even weave. I believe this is Purple Paper Mountain Trim. And I put this bow on a magnet. This is magnetized as well. I don't know why. I don't plan on using this for anything else. But anyway, they're on magnets. I had stitched this at first for my daughter. She was into gnomes and she really decided that she wasn't into the gnome thing anymore. So that's fine. I think it's cute. Sorry for the reach. I don't have enough room for all my stuff on the table. Show you the bowl here. I have several things going on in this bowl. These 3 pillows were from the Love Notes collection. Make sure I got that right, sorry. I don't have the collection written down. It's Brenda Gervais. And I didn't stitch all of them that were in the kit. It was the Key to My Heart, which I believe is this one here. I don't know what happened to some of the things that I had recorded, but they disappeared. So I'm going to just pick up where I think I left off. I was talking about the Valentine pillows. These have the love birds, which they're washed out on this. There you can see them better. I used all of the charted threads. The fabric is 40 count, and I think it's a crazy hamster linen, to be honest. I used Vintage Needle Arts Mini Palm, and these have the poly pellets in them. This is Hugs and Kisses, and that's Lori Holt's Vintage Rick Rack and Cloud. And I cannot remember the name of this one. I changed the color on it. I remember that. And I used twine for trim. I don't remember the collection of the fabric I chose. This one was just a simple Swiss dot. And I was trying to find when I finished this. This was a Cherry Hill Freebie. I think I used all of the charted floss. I don't remember. I think I put that apostrophe in. I think that was one thing that I changed. And then this little heart was a freebie. I think it was from, it's Emily Call, but at the time I believe she was salt and pepper stitching. I found a heart template online that I cut out and I made a little heart pillow. Here's the back of it. Okay. I think that's all my previous Valentine stitching. I have some Valentine wood projects, like shelf sitters, that I thought I would show just because they're fun. I got this one from Cleopatra, and I'll put that in the description. You can choose all your own palette for your paint colors, and I put some glittery, sparkly paint on the hearts. And I also, it doesn't show real well, you can see the darker pink up here, but I use a gradient for like this heart. And you use that with the sponge technique. Though I think I've talked about wood before. I never thought that I would be fond of painting, but these simple wood projects are so fun. They don't take long to paint and put together. And I think I started when I started these extra ones when I first started the paisley and polka dots backers, because those were so fun to paint. But I'm running out of room. I mean, how many shelves and flat surfaces do you have? So I haven't bought any new shelf sitters just because I'm running out of room. But some of these are interchangeable. Like the Be My Valentine I just showed, I put on my windowsill. But these other ones are interchangeable, so you can, there's all kinds of different designs that they have for inserts. This is a signpost. I did buy this at Cleopatra. These are available through so many different store, like Etsy shops and websites now. The laser cutters, I guess, have become more affordable and more people are buying them. Anyhow, this gets changed out with, these are just binder clips up here that hold the one sign on. This switches out, there's a little slot in the stand. And then this, I have Velcroed in this little space, but there's some holes in the back that you can put pen, pencil through to pop it off. But I have a sticky piece of Velcro on there. And I don't think I used any sparkly paint. Oh, I did put some sparkles in the chocolate. And maybe on, yeah, I put some in the sprinkles and the heart there on the cupcake. And then I have a truck that's interchangeable. I think I got this from Huckleberry Gems. And again, these switch out from the truck bed. Just lift it up there. Started to do backwards. There we go. And then I have these on Velcro. This is the tailgate. I'll take this one off, it's easier. The license plate. So I just have some Velcro. I mean, really only one dot would be adequate there. Of course, I'm going to get that right on. Oh, and also on these, I use scrapbook paper that I glued to the wood for the background. And then I just painted the words with the glitter paint. And I did that with the tailgate on this one as well. And I used the sparkly paint for it. Okay, that's all the Valentine. Then I thought I would show you my winter stitching. I finished this in 2022. It was after I had filmed my Flosstube for Christmas in 2022. And then I I stopped my channel for a while. So I don't think I've shown this, but this was Rejoice Snowman. I think that's the name of it, at least Rejoice by Tracy Campbell Designs. And I don't remember if she had charted the dark background, but I just chose to stitch my snowman on a dark background so I didn't have to do all the excess stitching. And I mounted this on Chantel's 141 snow globe, and I have it on an easel. I painted the snow globe portion a light blue, and then I put some glitter paint anyway, and the blue background. And then also on the snow portion down here, I used some textured snow. Just a mini palm. I used a stain marker instead of purchasing a can of stain, and I just used the marker on the wood portion. These are just some winter sprays, and I intertwined some crystals from the bridal section of Hobby Lobby. I'm trying to get it to stand up. They're just on some silver wire. Bring it forward. There we go. The white snowflake was it was in a pack of snowflakes from Hobby Lobby, and that snowflake pin I just cut the back off of. I think I found that at Joann. Might have been Hobby Lobby, and then I glued it on to add extra sparkle. So that's Rejoice, Tracy Campbell Designs. She had sponsored a giveaway a couple months ago. And she has a store on Etsy, which I will put in a link below. The other winter previous finish is, this one's long, and I'm going to have to look at my note because I don't remember where I bought the stand from. This is Winter Snow Fun by Shannon Christine in the blue. There's a red version as well. I finished stitching this in 2023. It's on 28 count black Jobelin. This stand I bought finished, meaning painted, from Spencer's Creation. I think I found her on Facebook. At the time, she didn't have an Etsy shop, and this backer might be available on Etsy now. Spencer's Creation. I will, after I get done recording and I'm editing, I will see if there's a link for her. It wasn't a known link where I bought it from. It might have been like a Square Trade type link. Anyway, I'll see if she's still available. It's been over a year, so I just made a flat ribbon up here, and then I have a snowflake button that I glued there. And this might have been, I think that's, is this Chelsea's Checks in Aqua. And then for wood, for winter, I put the other ones away. Actually, I have one more I need to grab. Okay, so this is for the signpost. So imagine, if you will, just go in here. This is one of my favorites. I think it's one of the first that I painted. But again, I put some glitter paint in his snowflakes and also in his scarf. And this snowflake is one that just pops down in the slot here. Again, very glittery and sparkly. And then this is the insert over here. And maybe you can see the glitters, maybe not. Yeah, there we go. I have one more that I need to grab. I'm glad that some of this didn't record because I had forgotten that I have a couple more pieces So I added to what I had on the table. Let me go grab the other one. And I came back with not one more, but two more. I forgot this one here. This is a large or giant tag, again from Cleopatra. And I added, again, had to add some glitter. I added just a tiny bit to this heart, but I think the only glittery pieces I put on here were the snowflakes. And I have this on an easel. I think this is a Chantel's easel. Then this is the one that I had gone in there for. This is a shelf sitter. So cute. I added gold to highlight the letters. These are done in dark brown. But again, glittery snowflakes. And I need to put all my winter stuff away. And I have no idea how I forgot to add in Bertie's Year February block. This was the Wool Club from Always in Stitches 2024. So cute. So let me show you some finishes for the month of January. I should say full finishes. I was stitching the Valentine Quaker with Autumn of Yellow Rose Stitcher channel and on Instagram. This was fun. It didn't take but just a couple of days, and I stitched it on the charted fabric with the charted floss, which is Ripe Melon from Classic Colorworks. I think the fabric is blush. I made this into a nice flat pillow. I don't like to point out mistakes, but it's not a mistake. It's just, I don't know. I buried my rickrack. So just the little tops of it, which, you know, it doesn't bother me. I like that it gives it some character instead of just a straight edge. But next time when I go to do a full rickrack, I'm going to make sure that I have more of my rickrack exposed. And I've done this technique before where you put the seam down the middle of the back. I chose fabric, which was really pretty. This flower came, you know, a little bit further over here, but because I had cut my fabric there and sewn up the middle, I made that part of the flower disappear. So nobody sees the back. Who really cares, right? But it's just something that I know is there. So if I do that again, I'm going to make sure that I don't cut off my large portion of the fabric print. But I put a little heart charm. I have a key and then the year. And now they're making these little bulb pins in different colors. I like that. So I just put a pink one on there. I also used a rose gold ear charm. That was fun. So check out Autumn's Yellow Rose Stitcher, either her Instagram or her Flosstube channel. She's going to be stitching all the Quakers from Primrose all year. And then I have guess I should have shown, this is the Valentine's Day Quaker. Yeah, fun. Then I stitched every month. This year I'm going to be stitching the, trying to read backwards, the Flowers of the Month from Stony Creek. So for January I stitched the February piece, and then of course in February I'm going to be stitching March, so I'm a month ahead. And here is my finish. So these are fun. This is a magnet board that Stony Creek sold on their website. It's from Rhoda, Roeda. Now on their website, I think they just have the galvanized finish and maybe a checkered one because they have other series where they use these boards. I ended up finding the white one. I did get the galvanized one that I'm going to use for something else in the future, but I didn't like the way that these showed up on it. So I found a white one. Some obscure boutique online had the white one available, and it was actually, I think, $14 with shipping because they had it on clearance. Anyway, and when were these published? From Stony Creek. I don't see the year on it. Anyway, oh, here we go, 2015. So they're quite old. So no wonder that these were hard to find. But Stony Creek, when I ordered them, they had all the magnets available still. There's 2 magnets if you want to purchase them. Of course, you don't have to. I did. And just for forewarning, like this isn't negative, but it's just something that I noticed. I ended up having to replace the magnets that these magnets came with because they were teeny tiny. So I have some larger, very small magnets. They're still very teeny tiny. Let me show you on the butterfly how tiny they were. So there was only one of these magnets on the butterfly and that other on the rosebud, and it was just making the piece slide down. It just held it against the magnet board, but it didn't hold it in place. So anyway, I popped off the teeny tiny microscopic magnet, and I glued another one on that I just happened to have. Anyway, I did that with all of them. So I'm very pleased. I want to say Stony Creek has like Birds of the Month, maybe. They have a number of series. And being a Stony Creek, this didn't take very long to stitch. If you can see in the design, there isn't a lot of back stitch. I think the only back stitch I'm seeing is, around the border itself. Anyway, I'm very much looking forward to stitching the March, which I'll show you in a little bit when I come to stitching plans, because they're beautiful purple shades. So that was another full finish. I'm stitching these on the suggested, I think it's antique white Jobelin, 28 count, over 2 threads, 2 strands of floss. Threadworks Spanish Olives is the green around the border. That's why it's variegated. And then also Weeks Dye Works Molasses is the other specialty floss. And I think it's just this brown here in the backstitch right here. And I believe that's how all of them are kind of charted. All right, I'll move on from that. This one I just picked up because I knew it'd only take a day or so to stitch. Trying to remember. Sorry, I just had to check on something, make sure I'm not losing my mind. I decided to stitch this because I knew it'd only take a day to stitch. This is, I can't show you a completed picture. Oh, yeah, I can. This is the January Sheep Spool of the Month from Nancy Wahler of Faithwurks Design. There's her picture. This was a subscription club, I believe in 2023, maybe 2022. I wasn't part of the subscription club, but I was able to get some kits that she had left over. The snowman she didn't have exactly, so she gave me one that it still works, just the sheep sits differently on it, and it doesn't have the stars down the front, which is perfectly fine. So you can see that sheep is sitting on the brim of his hat, and my sheep sits more on the top of his hat. And I ended up painting his hatband a color that matches his scarf. The sheep's back feet are glued in place, but I'm sure that they're not going to stay that way. Let me turn this around so you can see the other stitching on it. It says, oh, okay, let's start on the side. There's some stitch sheep. In the meadow, we can build a snowman. And her kit included everything, even the little fake snow that gets put up here on the top of the big spool. Yeah, her kits included the banding, the floss, the little sheeps, and the scarf that came with the snowman. Super cute. And that is on my snowman tier tray that I have out in the other room. Okay. I had mentioned for my January plans that I was doing a little play on Whip Go that I called Seth Go, Start and Finish Go. So in January, the numbers that Jessie Marie called for Whip Go were number 11 and number 20. And yes, I already have my February marked off with an extra one, but we'll get to that for February's floss too. So number 11 was The Price of Freedom by the Sweetheart Tree. And here's my full finish. I love how it came out. This looks all pillowy and puffy, but it's not noticeable. It's a very small design. I didn't want to pay for framing. So what I did was I found, this is a tier tray piece from Hobby Lobby that I just painted the outside. I painted this red. And these were all DMC except for silver. I think it's in here. Yeah, there's silver cord, crenit cord. These stars came with the chart pack from Sweetheart Tree. So there we go. And my other was number 20, which is Heart and Hand Snowy Tiny Town. And the Frill. And I really don't like making decisions that take more than just a few minutes. Usually I'm like, I know what I want to do and I just get to it. But this one, I would say I agonized over the placement of where I wanted to insert the frill. And I think I did an okay job. I stitched this on, I think this is 32 count fabric flare snow on gray, and I used a combination of the special flosses, which are what? Classic Colorworks. Oh, she used Classic Colorworks and Weeks. If I had it, I used it. If not, I just used the DMC substitute. And I ended up inserting the frill right here, but I moved some trees around. And I also changed the colors that were on the Frill's house. So, trying if I can point out the obvious, but here's where I moved a tree around. And I'm going to be finishing this into a drum. I've already watched Helen D's and Annie the Proper Stitcher's tutorial, and I still have yet to watch Vanna Twisted Stitcher's tutorial. Kind of like watching all of them so I can maybe combine their methods and make it my own, or make it see what will work for me. Anyway, that's a finish. And then my other finish, my dogs are on high alert today. Okay, I just finished talking about Snowy, was it Snowy Tiny? Frosty Tiny? Snowy Tiny Town. I can't even remember the name. Okay, my other finish, Prairie Birds. That's where I was at. I stitched the robins. And I can't remember if I announced next month which one I'm going to be. Yeah, I think I decided to stitch the ribbon next. Okay, there's where we're at. And the wren. Is it just 2 left to stitch? Yeah, 2 of these prairie birds left to stitch, and then there'll be a complete series for me. Let me just double check and make sure that that's all I had for cross stitching in January. It is. I didn't get to work on my previous whips that I have out there, which is fine. I will get to them eventually, right? I did have a wool applique from Bertie's Year. This was Always in Stitches Wool Club. Here's the book. Bonnie Sullivan is the designer. This was the December block that I finished in January. Here's the picture of the model, I guess. And here is mine. So cute. And I might as well just show you now. The block that I'm working on for this month, which is January, is my last block for the year club. So here's January's block. And this is where I'm at. I finished all of the whip stitches. No, I haven't. I'm still working on the whip stitches of placing the pieces on. And I'm not in a hurry to get this one finished, obviously, because I have all year to finish it. Even with all the stuff I took off the table, I'm still running out of room. All right, so let's talk about plans for this month, which I've already started, but I'm not going to talk about that until the end of the month or March, whenever I get to filming next. I've been so busy in January, and I just didn't get a chance to record until here we are properly into February. So talked about Bertie. Oh, speaking of Bertie, of course, the series ended with Always in Stitches Wool Club, but they have I think they're doing a mug rug club for the wool club this year. I didn't join just because I wanted to work more on my cross stitches this year. Bertie's year was a great dive into wool for me because I not only got to experience working with wool, but it also started me off with a little bit of quilt piecing, I should say, with the half square triangles and making quilt blocks. That was fun. But I I have some wool kits that I want to pick up this year. I just didn't want to have a monthly shipment coming to me and me feeling like there's more stash building up. I want to get through my stash, which makes it really hard when there's market coming, and I know that there's going to be something that I will see that I like. So far, I'm not, there's some gorgeous designs, but they're not any that are calling my name. So hoping there won't be anything to tempt me. Okay, so, well, for February, sorry, I'm looking at my notes. I will be working on the January block for Bertie, and then my SAF my start and finish. The numbers for February that were called were number 7 and 8. So that will be Liberty and Justice by Shepherd's Bush, and my jam. As you can see, I've already completed this one, and I'll be talking about these two. My next floss tube. Oh, it's been interesting. Okay, so Liberty and Justice, I will show you the picture. There is the picture of their completed design. And then My Jam is Stitching with the Housewives. Okay. And then Autumn with Yellow Rose Stitcher, the Yellow Rose Stitcher, I should say. She's going to be stitching the Primrose Cottage Spring Quaker this month in preparation for spring. So I can't remember if this is the called for fabric. They stitched theirs on 28 count mushroom, and they used a lavenderish color floss. Blooming Crocus is the color they used. I'm using 28 count ivory, and I'm going to be using Reggae for floss. It's an aqua color, which I have more in my home. I love purple too, and I would stitch it with purple. I just figured I'd stitch it with aqua. It seems to be my thing lately. Okay, and then I will be stitching the Flowers of the Month from Stony Creek, and here's the March. Pansy. What else do I have written down that I want to touch on? The Prairie Bird I've already talked about. I will be stitching the wren. I talked about in my plans on my Flosstube Extra, the Dirty Annie's is it So Stinking Cute series. I really want to start one of those, but I also want to pick up one of my whips that's been long standing. So I think that is it. Please share what you're working on. Drop a comment. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. My husband is away for Valentine's Day, so I'm not sure what I'll be doing with the kids. I know my older son has plans with his girlfriend. So I picked up a few little treats. I just don't know what we're actually doing. We don't usually do a whole lot of anything special. I just let my kids know I love them. And it's been a while since my husband's actually been home on a Valentine's Day. So I don't know. It's all these commercialized holidays are just kind of other days, right? But if you're doing something special or something different, please let me know. I like to know unique ideas. And I will see you next Flosstube. Have a good weekend. Thank you so much for watching my channel. If you like the content, please consider liking and subscribing.